Welcome to the repair shop,
Oh, my goodness.
where precious but faded keepsakes
That is proper crushed.
are restored to their former glory.
Zhuzhing.
Could I get finished now, please?
Yes.
A dream team of expert craftspeople
I'm absolutely chuffed to bits.
Fantastic.
Brilliant.
Yes, look at that.
using traditional techniques passed down the generations.
Perfecto.
It's almost magic.
Nothing better than a plan that works.
Restore irreplaceable treasures
It's perfect.
and unlock the stories they hold.
Happy teeth.
It feels more magical.
I just want to hug everybody.
In the repair shop today is a musical pioneer with an intriguing bit of kit that helped define a genre. Neal Fraser is hoping electronics maestro Mark Stucky is all ears.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, thank you.
Nice to see you. Wow.
So Mark probably knows what this is, but
No.
what is it?
Yeah, what is it?
This is called a phaser.
What does it do?
I use it for making dub music.
Okay.
I'm a producer of dub music.
Right.
And I run a label.
Okay. So it's like a sound effect machine then?
It is a sound effect machine,
Okay.
but mainly to do with phasing.
Phasing.
It was used by a guy called Lee Scratch Perry. He bestowed it to me when we worked on the album Mystic Warrior.
Who's he? You worked
Yeah.
with Lee Scratch Perry?
Yeah, I worked on...
Wow.
You're impressed.
I'm very impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did a lot of stuff with Lee Perry in the early 80s.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, who was Lee Perry?
Well, Lee Perry was the guy who actually inspired me to want to go into production. And he produced some of Bob Marley's most revolutionary songs.
All right.
Perry was one of the most iconic reggae producers. And he came in, he said, "Hey, Professor,
Yeah.
this is what we're gonna make music with."
Professor, is that...
Yeah, that's what they call me. They call me Mad Professor. Yeah.
Oh, you're Mad Professor?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Wow. Pleased to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you, Jay.
You're also a legend in the sound system.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
You're humble with it.
Yeah,
So you made a few tracks with...
with Lee,
With Lee.
with this phaser.
Wow.
This makes the piano or any part of the song, it gives it a wet sound. Like it makes it sounds like it's on the water, like a... You know.
Wow.
He doesn't need it, he can do it himself.
Good idea.
Okay. So the last time this was working, when was that? What year was
That
that?
would have been 1984.
1984.
Yeah,
Wow.
1984.
Okay.
And then Lee passed away 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I thought, let me make some records in his memory. Started to hook it up.
Right.
I find it don't work.
Okay. So when you plugged it in, what did it actually do? Did it switch? Was there power there?
Yeah.
Oh, there's power, but it's just not
there's power,
working.
light. Yeah, but there's no output.
Well, hopefully Mark's going to be able to get this, making that water sound.
Great.
Right.
Brilliant.
I look forward to hearing. It's a challenge.
It will be a challenge,
But,
but it'll be a great challenge to do.
Yeah.
If you could fix it,
Yes.
I would be a very happy man. Take care.
See you soon.
Bye-bye.
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 Bye.
I've never, ever worked on one of these before, but I've got to take the knowledge I've gained over the years, try to make sense of it. And even as I'm talking now, my head's spinning around with ideas on how do I approach it. When you look at anything like this, the first impression is, oh, crikey, where do you go? Well, you don't. You stop and then start to take things in smaller portions. I've got to look at it slowly and try to see if I can make sense of any of it. That's the first thing you do.
Beautiful day.
Oh, gorgeous, isn't it?
We're very lucky, actually. It's not pouring with rain.
Retired police officer John Humphreys from Surrey has travelled to the barn to see ceramics conservator Kirsten Ramsey in the hope that she can fix a faithful friend.
There we are.
There he is.
Waiting obediently. There we are. So, John, who's this?
This is Belka. He's my last police dog, but really he's a combination of all my police dogs
Right.
that I had. I had 4. I was a police dog handler for 25 years, and Belka epitomises all of them. My first dog, Ivan, unfortunately he had epilepsy,
Oh, no.
so after 2 years I lost him.
Right.
And then I got Jago, the wild one. Then there was Dell. And then there was Belka, who was my last dog.
Yeah.
It's just you and the dog. You rely on each other and you trust them. You know, you never knew what was round the corner.
So I'm guessing there's a really strong bond that builds up.
Unbelievable. You're a team. You rely on each other.
Yeah.
There wasn't one day I didn't want to go work.
Really?
Yeah.
So how long have you had Belka?
72.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Long time.
My wife, Liz, we went out buying some furniture one day, and I saw him, and I went, oh, wow, how wonderful. You know, he's absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, I forgot all about it, and eventually the furniture was delivered with him.
No. So she'd popped him in the basket as well?
Yeah, yeah. I'm grateful for her, you know, bringing him into my life, you know, because it brings everything back. And all my dogs have looked at me like
He's
that.
looking at you now,
Yeah, I
isn't
know,
he?
and it's really good. He brings back so many memories.
I can see by your face, yeah, it brings back memories.
Yeah, he's very special to me, and he means a lot.
Yeah. How did Belka get damaged?
My fault.
Right.
I bought a heavy-duty coat stand,
Yeah.
and unfortunately I loaded it up far too much,
Right.
and it fell and smashed that part of him off. Gavin, my son,
Yeah.
tried to repair it, but as you can see, it's not that good. I feel so guilty about what happened to him. And I didn't take care of him as I should have done, you know. It's funny, isn't it? An inanimate object can actually, you know, bring so much to you.
Well, it's all the memories, isn't it, that, you know, that he
many.
triggers, really. So, yeah. Well, I will absolutely do the best that I can, John, to get him looking whole again.
Thank you.
OK.
Thank you.
OK. Hearing the importance of Belka to John, I can see why his son obviously tried to help and put this back together. And it'd be quite nice to get it apart, see if I can get the edges clean and back together, and then fill this stepped area here. And the main thing to start with is to try and get rid of this old adhesive. I'm going to go straight in and use a paint stripper to try and soften this adhesive, and it won't damage the glazed earthenware surface at all. This isn't going to instantly dissolve the adhesive. This can take anything between an hour or several days of repeated applications. I'm going to wrap the face with the tin foil, and that contains the active ingredients in the paint stripper and keeps it working on the old repair.
After much head-scratching over the sound effects machine, Mark has called in reinforcements. Old friend, collaborator and authority on all things audio, Nigel Robinson.
Welcome to my little world. An interesting little blighter, this one. Now, what I've done so far, I've broken down each individual parts to understand how I think it should function. But the thing is, which I'm not sure on, and this is where you will come in, it's the optical switching system, which is effectively acting as opening the door and closing the door to allow the sound to pass through.
Yeah.
You can then send it to this sort of phaser area, which delays it and makes it do all this sort of clever stuff. Now, you're more familiar with that than I am.
Yes, I've used those before. It's basically, in its simplest form, it's an LED up against a photosensitive resistor. So when the light comes on, the resistor goes off.
Yeah, and then that allows the door to open for the signal path to continue. OK, so I think then you would like to actually get the optical switching system out first, the switches, and then we can go from there.
Absolutely.
We've got a plan. Come on, you little devil.
Have you got...
That's it, they're clear. Right.
There we go.
So possibly this optical switch may be actually failed.
Yep.
If you could perhaps make up this new light-dependent resistor and this LED, and then we can go on to the next circuit.
We'll be away.
The mad professor will be pleased.
As Nigel and Mark launched their attack, another hopeful visitor has arrived. Sidra Syed has brought a cherished memento of a life dedicated to the field of medicine.
There she is. Hello.
Hi.
You all right? You must be Sidra.
Yes,
I'm
that's
Jay.
me. Hi, nice to meet you.
Likewise. What have you brought us in?
It's my dad's medical certificate.
Louise, do you mind joining us?
The specialist skills of paper conservator Louise Drover are about to be put to the test.
Hi, Sidra. Gosh, look at this.
So, tell us about it.
It's basically his first qualification in medicine. It's a Bachelor of Medicine.
Yeah.
Become a doctor. And then he specialised, he got masters, become an orthopaedic surgeon.
Wow.
He loves his bones, fixing bones. So.
Okay.
He was so passionate about medicine.
Where did he graduate?
In Aurangabad. It's a town in India.
Okay.
So that's where my dad was born and raised. Worked
Okay.
in India for a long time, 25 years, and then he moved over to Oman, and where he worked until he passed away in 2021.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. So he passed away because of COVID.
Gosh.
And where was he working? Was he in a hospital?
He was in hospitals. He was working there.
Okay.
And he probably caught the virus on duty.
Did anybody get a chance to see it?
No, well, he was by himself because our family is so scattered, because our family in Bombay, in India, and then in UK. When he first felt sick, he didn't even inform us. He was unwell, and I would talk to him every other day, like the family, through video call.
Yeah.
Just trying to get to reach him, just couldn't. And when we did, they said that he's very critical and he needs to be put on a ventilator.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Obviously, because of border control, none of us were allowed to travel to see him. Things just took a turn and he never bounced back. And when I was collecting his belongings from his flat, there wasn't a lot. It was his books and his certificates. He was a simple man, and this is like a tangible memory of him, and he signed it.
Yeah.
It's just so precious, and if there's a way to
make it more
fix
presentable.
it, yeah,
absolutely.
So I'd love to frame it.
Yeah, of course.
From what I can see, it's has it been laminated?
Yes, it's a thing we do in India. Usually with paper certificates, we tend to laminate them just to preserve it. Because my dad got this qualification in India and then he had to work abroad, it needed a lot of attestation, like stamps and everything, to be valid abroad.
So what do you mean stamps?
So, I mean, this is one page, but it's been, like, pulled apart, you see.
Split through.
Yeah,
Yes.
split through.
It's almost as if the paper's been split in two. They stamp inside.
Yes.
To say he's official to work at a hospital. Is that what it
Yes,
stands
work
for?
at a hospital.
And the lamination that's on there.
Yes.
Do you want that gone?
Oh, I would love it if you can, but I know that it's, the whole job is so big. I wouldn't expect anything.
Oh, hold on. There's another
yeah, there's
lamination
a-
underneath it.
Like a sort of cellophane.
Oh, what's that on there?
That's another layer.
Okay.
Sorry, I didn't realise there were like 3 layers of plastic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything you can do, honestly.
To improve it.
To improve
Yeah.
it, I would really appreciate.
Sure, it can be improved.
Well, thank you for bringing us in and telling us about your dad. Hopefully, Louise can do something to it.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
take care now.
Thank
we'll
you.
See you soon.
Take care.
soon.
Bye.
Okay.
Take
Bye.
care. This laminated document is quite possibly the worst I've seen in my entire 30-year career. It's got 3 laminations to it. 2 layers of what appears to be a very thin cellophane, one lifting quite nicely, one still very firmly attached, not sure how that one's coming off yet, and then this very thick, crunchy one on the outside. I think the trickiest thing with this will possibly be to remove that final layer. I don't actually know if I'll be able to get it off. This started life as one single document. It'd obviously been stamped. The earlier stamps are on the front, and then they seem to go through to the back. And I would imagine, possibly at that stage, you need to do more stamps, pulled it apart, and filled the back with more, because they're the most recent stamps on the inside. So it is, in fact, one sheet of paper split in its actual thickness to allow for more stamps. I think it's necessary to split the 2 sheets because of the information that's here in between the 2 layers. And I believe that's the only way forward. Because if you were to marry the 2 layers back up, you'd be covering up all this information. And I know Sidra would like to see everything here. It's all very important. So my plan is to separate the rest of this paper layer that's already been peeled apart. So I shall carry that on up the sheet. Being held by the lamination material. If it was just paper, you know, it could just tear. And there, it's apart.
Also struggling with fragile materials, Kirsten is doggedly plugging away at the old repairs on Belka.
After many hours of trying to break down the old adhesive on Belka, the tooth came off and then the jaw has come off. Whilst that's great, I've still got the muzzle and this is proving quite difficult. My choice of solvent is definitely having an effect, and I am reapplying acetone into this joint, and it is softening the adhesive in there. John's son clearly did quite a remarkable job here, and there's a lot of adhesive on quite big surfaces, so you're trying to get that access in there. And on the other side of the muzzle, it's a very tight joint, so trying to get the solvent in there is quite difficult. It is quite frustrating, so I'm just going to press on and hopefully I'll get there. Go. Amazing! Goodness gracious me. That's fantastic. It's a huge relief. I'm now going to clean off all of this horrid, rubbery, yellow adhesive. And once I've got all of these break edges consolidated, I'm then ready to start putting Belka back together again.
Right, what I'm hoping should happen when I apply power to this, and I'll bring it up slowly just to make sure. In an ideal world, I'd really love to see this LED come on and tell me when that part of the circuit is now fully functional. You OK? I'm putting power up. Well, it still don't work.
No.
I'm going to rewire this back up.
Yeah.
And we'll start again.
Yeah. No problem.
Yeah. That's doing something as well.
It's doing something. It's going up and down, which is good.
I'm ready to try and put Belka's face back together. I've gone for a 2-part epoxy resin, and with the consolidated surface, it means that I should get a really nice strong bond. Right, this is where Belka gets his jaw back. Okay, that sits nicely. And I'm just going to use some tape to try and hold that in place while I work on the top part of the muzzle. I'm now going to reunite that top jaw. I have to say there were points where I thought I wouldn't get to this stage. This has been so tricky that it's really gratifying to see this come back together and align properly. There we are. That has actually clicked into place, so that's an incredibly satisfying feeling. It feels strong, stable, so I'm just going to let that cure now, and then I've got some filling to do and some retouching. The filling is feeling really lovely and smooth now. I really love retouching, but there's always a little bit of trepidation. I'm going to have to try and recreate this coat. There's lots of different colours and speckles, so I'm just going to pick out a few of those and almost blend them as I start to retouch. It's much easier to start lighter and then go for the more intense colours. to build up the layers. You don't want to overwork it either, so it's quite important to block this area out, leave it to dry, and then I can come in and make some adjustments.
Double trouble for Louise, now working on two separate halves of the fragile 1970s doctor's diploma.
You can see this lovely outline of where this has gone ultra thin. It's all been skinned down by the action of peeling it apart by whoever those authorities were that wanted to stamp it. A light box does enable me to see through where I need to infill this loss with some Japanese tissue paper. So I just trace around the edges with a brush with just water on, and then I just pull it apart. It should fit nicely into the hole. It'll make this area really strong and stable. So pitching it in place, and then we use some blotting paper. And I shall reline the whole thing with a piece of Japanese tissue, give it that strength. So just for now, set it to one side and look at the main part of this certificate. I'd like to remove this heavy lamination. The best way is, if possible, to do it with nothing. Heat is tricky because you can drive the adhesive back into the paper and cause more bonding. But we'll see how it goes. Always roll what you're peeling away as low as you can. You never pull it up because you just tear it. You know, it's too vulnerable. It's quite stiff, actually, this. It's adhering really tightly in some areas more than others. Hey! A few. Ooh. And I've got the next layer to contend with, which is this thinner layer. I just think it could tear very easily. It's lifting the paper there. So I just keep peeling the looser areas off. And, yeah, it's just patience, really, and some prayers.
So,
Right.
disconnect that.
Yeah, so that's the one which
Pull
we've
that off there.
got to find out how to link that to this. Well, there's something missing, isn't there? Connecting those two parts together.
Something missing.
Hi, Jay.
How's it going?
So, with electronics, unlike something physical, you can see it and you know what to do.
Yeah.
Here you have to think about it and discuss it.
Yeah.
And hopefully you're going to come down to a logical conclusion on the best way to approach it. So there's a lot of brain activity before you actually commit.
I'll get you both a cup of tea.
Right, onwards and upwards.
Having painstakingly recreated Belka's fur, a final layer is all that's left to get him looking top dog once again.
I'm now ready to go over the retouched fills with a clear, glossy coat. For John, I think it's going to be lovely to have this back in his living room again. A lovely reminder of his career in the police force and all those dogs that he worked side by side with. It's been a really lovely project.
The earthenware effigy was a fitting tribute to John's 4 beloved dogs and a reminder of his 25 years as a police dog handler.
There she is.
Hi, John.
Hello.
Lovely to see you.
And you. I've been thinking about it all night.
Have you? So have you missed him?
Oh, yeah, really have missed him. I'd keep looking where he is, or should be.
Yeah.
You know? It just means, you know, so much.
I can see that. Don't want to hold you back anymore. You ready?
Oh, I am ready. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow. He's back. That is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Oh, he's absolutely beautiful. Tactile, isn't he?
Yeah.
Do you know? He's so handsome, and he's got a strength in his face, you know?
As it came back together, I could really see what you loved about his face, actually.
Yeah, I can't stop touching him. The German Shepherd, to me, is just amazing. There's nothing like them.
Yeah.
And every one of them has been special.
This is really lovely, then, that they're all sort of wrapped up in Velcro, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It is. And no, it's. I say I've been so fortunate that all my life I've been associated with them.
Yeah.
You know. And he, you know, I just sit there sometimes and reminisce. Me and him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think I would be that emotional, actually, but he really is lovely. Yeah. He's absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much indeed.
It's been an absolute pleasure, John.
That is so wonderful.
Well, Kirsten's going to wrap him up, and I'll take you out to the car. Is that all right?
OK, that's great.
Come on,
Thank you.
Lovely to
Right,
meet you.
and
See you. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, he's so much better than I could have hoped for. It's as if I'm touching all my other dogs. He personifies all of them now. He's the key to my memories. And there are a lot of memories. And I'm so grateful that I've got him back.
Yeah, but I also remember this one's got a live feed.
After much collective brain power on Team Fraser's bench, Nigel thinks he's cracked the enigma.
The conclusion I'm coming to
Yes.
is it needs a foot switch plugged into it to turn it on.
Well, can't we? But we can mimic that from the back.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to cause any... It'll either work or it won't.
Was that the famous last words?
Yeah. Ah, yeah, that's it. Now, in theory, that circuit is functional. And God, crikey for that. So, it seems in the past this has been modified for keyboard principally, but the way it's been wired, a foot pedal was needed for it to work. And the foot pedal's not here, so I'm still going to have to put a jack plug at the back to modify it to make it believe it's still got a foot pedal attachment.
Yeah.
So get that done, and we're home and dry.
We are.
Yes.
Teamwork, mate.
Teamwork, yeah, exactly.
It's been more of a solo mission on Louise's bench, as she's spent hours painstakingly picking layers of plastic from the fragile paper of the medical certificate.
I'm really happy, actually. So far, I managed to get off the very heavy, crunchy layer, and then I got one layer of the cellophane off as well. And although one layer does remain, it's as far as I dare go, actually, because it's so tightly bonded. You would skin off all this information of Sid's father. And I'll move on to the back part of the document. Because it's been pasted up, it's had linings put on, it's not as flat as the front part of the document. I'm introducing this moisture so that the paper can relax and stretches a tiny bit. And it's in that state, that's when I use these nice new margins to wrap round this board. And as it dries, it'll just pull out that strong creasing. I've used this method many times, particularly, well, I did a series of Picasso like this, and some Hockney posters like this, Elizabeth Frink. It's just a gentle fastening down of the edges and allows it to lay flat in the frame.
Mark's little trick to complete the circuitry in the electronic phaser is ready to test.
Right, what I'm going to do now, if I just turn the power on to the biphase, the light's on, but the LEDs are not working. I'll put this on the back and do that, and then the LEDs come on. So therefore, that's exactly how it should work. I'm happy that it is fully functional, but until the mad professor gives it a go, and I see that he's really happy with it, what we've done, that's when the weight will be lifted. I can then relax and enjoy that moment.
The phaser's unique sound was featured in groundbreaking dub tracks of the 1970s and 80s.
So where's all this stuff? This is not yours, is it?
No, this is from the mad professor himself.
So he's brought his studio to us?
Yeah, a mini studio.
OK.
So we can then see how it goes.
Wow.
For the mad professor, otherwise known as Neal Fraser, it's a rather special box of tricks.
There he is.
Hello, Neal.
Hello, hello.
How you doing?
I'm fine, I'm
good?
fine. I'm wondering whether you've managed to do it, because it's such a... and it was in such a state.
It was. Mark, you managed to do something?
Well, you have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you ready to sit?
Yep, ready.
Come on,
Yeah.
do the honours.
OK.
Ah, it looks a lot better. This is great, this is great. Oh, it works. It wasn't working before. Gosh, how did you do that? Okay.
OK.
You got it.
So basically, it's working?
Yeah.
OK. So
working like new, brand new.
You must be happy.
Yeah, man.
OK.
It's brilliant, brilliant, brilliant.
I'm pleased.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mark has done.
Yep.
Amazing.
Amazing.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
So once you take this back to your studio, is that just going to be plugged in and then used again?
Yes.
To make
definitely.
tracks? Yeah?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah, man.
Wow. What are you going to call one of those tracks? You must be calling it the repair shop track, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, repair the dog.
Yeah. And we're going to have a dance.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for bringing us in.
Yeah, it's been real fun and interesting.
So we're going to get this all wrapped up and sent to your studio. Is that all right?
Thank you, Jay.
No, thank you. You take care.
Respect.
Nice to meet you. Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
See you soon.
I feel ecstatic because I remember being in the studio with like Scratch and we were playing with it. And yeah, it's taking me back like 40 years, you know. Anytime I want a track with that watery sound, I'm gonna put it through to give that kind of, yeah. It's gonna be great.
After hours of skilled and delicate work in the hands of Louise, the precious paperwork has made a miraculous recovery.
So this is the new frame for Sidra's dad's medical certificate. It's kind of quite unusual because it's actually glass on both sides. That's to show both sides of the document. This is a window mount, and as you can see, it's got this aperture at the back. That's just really so we can see all the stamps which are on the lower part of this document, hidden inside. Check, check, check. That's good. I think this mount's going to hugely help and will actually help to keep it flat whilst it's hanging, so it'll look really nice. I'm not sure if Sidra will be slightly taken back that the certificate is now in 2 pieces. However, I have managed to retain all the important information in it, but I hope she's not too shocked to see it in 2 parts. And then I just pop that in there like that. This piece I sort of separated from the main part, and I shall attach it by hinging it along the top as I fasten this in. And Sidra's got all the information she needed.
This certificate chronicles one man's career devoted to healthcare, which sadly cost him his life, contracting COVID in the line of duty. For Sidra, it's a precious reminder of her much-missed father and all that he achieved.
Hi there.
Hi, Sidra.
Hello.
Welcome
How
back.
are you? Thank you. Yeah, it's nice to be back.
You excited?
Super. Haven't stopped thinking about it since I've handed over to you. So.
Oh, that's sweet.
Well, I think we should take a look. Yeah?
Gosh.
You ready?
Wow. Wow, amazing. God, it looks beautiful. Frame. Oh, he would be so happy.
It's got glass on the back too.
Oh my God.
And there's the rest of the document.
Oh my goodness.
And I left an aperture for this area of stamp.
It's just amazing. The journey of this certificate is just there.
So I'd love to have taken this final layer of lamination off, but it just wouldn't have been possible. It would have destroyed and lifted off all this ink and the printing and stamps. So there it remains.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to lose his signature on it.
No.
That's the most important bit for me. Just look at it and just remember my dad. Yeah, what an amazing guy he was. I just hope that, you know, wherever he is, he's just really happy to see that I've got a chance to preserve it. So this is a pure magic. So thank you so much for restoring it.
It's a pleasure.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Thank you. I feel like it's a time of his life was captured in that certificate, and he's there visibly with me when I see it. So I feel like I'm holding a part of him, like I'm holding my dad.